Hello everyone, welcome to the first chapter of Faerietale by Perseverance. Part 1. Once upon a time, in a universe not quite like our own, there started a fairy tale. Chapter 1. Princess Anyala Vates grasped her chest with a rasped breath and sat up with a start. She noticed vaguely that there were tears streaming down her cheeks, despite the fact that she could feel no particular sense of sadness. Anya rose like this often. The difference was that this time she felt constrained. Her nose was filled with the smell of old sweat and hay. The only thing that could possibly have given her the tight restraint was her hair, which was currently trailing like a rope off the side of the small bed, not tying her up like it usually did when she managed to roll over during her sleep. There was nothing to give off the smell of horses in her exitless apartment, for the tower was almost unnaturally clean with the seemingly eternal pulse of magic. Realizing that it was most likely just a dream, Anne let her face fall into her hands with a sigh. The future would never leave her alone. The princess rolled out of her lumpy feather bed and stared at the sturdy wall blankly. If she stared for long enough without blinking, Anya could see the bricks slowly moving around inside the wall. This didn't seem perceptible to anyone else as far as she could tell. Whenever she asked him, her sole visitor, a noble-looking goblin who came with food and drink once every 7 days, he denied seeing this phenomenon. Anyala raked her fingers through a small portion of the mass that was her wavy black hair roughly, fingers almost instantly becoming tangled within it. Another day. Jumping out of bed fully, Anyala stretched her tight muscles. She recalled a time when she was young and relatively free. She had the whole castle of people to roam instead of just a remote, empty, windowless tower. She remembered the fond or fearful smiles and words they said, but not the faces or voices anymore. Above most things, she did manage to remember that almost everyone who managed to brush her hand accidentally commented that she felt incredibly tense and cold, like a mirror's reflection or a mannequin. The princess watched her hand slowly fold into a fist and back, proving that they were wrong and that she was alive. Shaking the thought from her head, Anya rolled her shoulders and threw a few punches at a canvas bag filled with some sort of lentil that she had accidentally attached to the wall with a failed spell. Her knuckles were conditioned enough to forego the pads she had used to attach to her hands some years ago. Anya had taught herself self-defense because she had first read a few books on how to, and later because she was both bored and angry. Bored of her little life and angry at herself for why she was there. Anyala scowled and threw a kick at the bag. If only her prince would come. This has been the first chapter of Faerietale. Like and comment below if you want to hear more. As always, this is Perseverance, and remember, you are valid, you are worthy, you are loved, and I hope you have a wonderful day.